Welcome back. So moving forward, I'm going to talk about the analyze phase of Lean Six Sigma. So we talked about the define, we talked about the measurement, and here in this lesson, I'm going to talk about the how do you analyze things, okay? So you need to understand one thing, which is very important, because you can't find a solution to a problem until you truly, really understand why you're having a problem in the first place. That's really what the analyze process is all about. You focus on the question of why. Why are you experiencing this particular problem? So you want to understand, for example, what is causing the variability within the process, or the unexpected number of defects or errors or trend. So you must have this understanding before you can figure out the actual solution. So you will rely very heavily on the statistical outputs or the results. And that's one of the things that distinguishes Six Sigma from many other quality programs. So quite often the Six Sigma teams would need maybe some additional training and stats. And I'm going to give you those as well, at least at the fundamental level. These are very, very experienced people who actually know all of these tools. And as you grow within Lean Six Sigma, you would actually understand all these tools as well on how to use them. So your goal in the analyze phase is to make sense of all the data that you've collected and evaluate the results and use that analysis to define the source of the problem. So many Six Sigma tools take an even closer look at the data itself. So before you can discover the why of your problem, you must truly understand, importantly, how the existing processes work, how the process should work, and that's important. And you can use process mapping technique to drill down exactly to the nitty-gritty of the process. And you can consider elements such as time, cost, yield, capacity maybe, okay? In the process map, it'll give you a better understanding of how the existing process works. From here, then you can identify how the process should work, okay? So looking at the process map, you can look specifically for the time trends. How are these activities affecting? Maybe the trend is slowing or going faster. And you can take this maybe value stream map to eliminate certain processes. So at this analyze stage, you're actually taking a look at data in a critical manner. Looking at maybe histograms, capability charts, Pareto charts, and then different ways where you can identify anomalies within your data. One of the most important tools to master is the 5 whys technique, which helps you to uncover the root cause. And this approach is really straightforward, because once you identify the symptom, then you continue to ask the question why. And then you discover what is actually causing this problem, like a medical doctor, right? Once you determine the root cause 5 times, so you reiterate the process over and over again. So to address the problem is temporary, but to permanently fix, you must address the root cause. Why? Okay? And that's important. So maybe in a training company, for example, or safety incidents within a manufacturing company, you exactly know what actually is causing that particular incident, but why is it being caused? That's important. There's some additional tools you can also use to analyze things. Maybe scatter plots, which basically takes 2 variables against each other and plots them. Time series graphs is another example. You can plot them on the timeline just to identify patterns of certain defects. Maybe ANOVA, analysis of variance technique. That's in statistical terms you can use. So measure of confidence and some regression analysis, maybe create a normal distribution. And we're going to talk about that. I'm going to give you those tools as well, so that you're also proficient with some fundamental tools, statistical tools that you can actually use. So your effectiveness really in the analyze phase is really to improve the problem, right? Not only just to understand what the problem is, but why does the problem exist? So keep that in mind as you move forward with the analyze phase. So I hope this helps. Kind of practice with this. If you have any questions, post them in the discussion area. I'll be happy to answer. And with this, let's move to the next lesson.